like, I don't know if I just checked in or not. I think I did. I was trying to, but I wasn't sure. I said I was just listening to music, doing a little music hour, whatever the case may be. Said I was about to come to you guys in a second, talk to you guys. So wait a minute. After my music hour was done, but when I checked, I wasn't recording, so I don't know. Just chilling, like I said. I learned to tighten that lemon, just me and my son watching this cartoon, and I'm listening to my music. But everything is not set up for me today to be going back and forth, so I have a charge on my tab. Chilling. Okay, so let me look. Oh, I can look at it. Okay, so you guys, we go on here and see if I got a horoscope, because stuff is not saying on here. No, you guys, I cannot. Every time I turn around, it's dark. Okay, so let me go. I'm gonna get my daily bread in a second too. Alright, so daily Bible verse. Let me pause this real quick. Because some of y'all might not like when I do my daily Bible verse with this music playing. But I'm doing it anyways. Nothing stops me from turning to God. Okay, so it says, I eagerly expect and hope that I will in no way be ashamed, but will have sufficient courage, so that now as always Christ will be exalted in my body, whether by life or by death. I eagerly expect and hope that I will in no way be ashamed. I will not. Like right now, I eagerly expect and hope that I will in no way be ashamed, and I am no way ashamed anymore at all, even where I was, but I will not be ashamed. I am not ashamed, but will have sufficient courage, so that now and always Christ will be exalted in my in my body, whether by life or by death. So I will stay courageous and I will stay strong, knowing that He is always dwelling within me in life and death. So that is beautiful. Thoughts on today's verse would be, do you have ultimate goals by which you live? Paul certainly had at least these two. I don't want to be ashamed, but courageous, and I want Christ to be exalted in my body by life or by death. What are yours? Could you join Paul in his ultimate goals? How are these ultimate goals good for all of us? What makes it hard to live in these ultimate goals? What makes it hard to live these ultimate goals? You know, what makes it hard for us to live without being ashamed and to be courageous while praising God? I want to Christ to be exalted in my body by life or by death.
Can be the most invigorating for the body and spirit.
So,
Mm.
first of all, I need to find out what the word exalted means, right?
Planetarium.
So, exalted. I always forget. I can never hold this information. Exalted. A person or their rank or status placed at a high or powerful level, held in high regard. So, exalted in my body means that I want to keep him in my body, in my spirit. I want to keep him on high and lift him up and praise him because I know he is. So, I think that is good enough words for myself. Let me do my daily horoscope real quick because this is just a pull up.
Anyone know whose dogs these are? Percy, we are not going fox hunting. Change your vote now. No need to get chuffy. Personal. AJ. Thank you. So, what sorts of animals might we expect to see on
today's, who is this? This is Taurus. This is my Taurus for today. If you are looking to add some wattage to your sex appeal, open up a book. Yay. Sign up for a class in my plans. Watch a political documentary. I'm doing it. Did it yesterday, I'm going to do it today. Right now, the person who you want to appeal to is eager to see you most intellectual side. You are already attractive to them on the outside, but now they want to see what you have to offer on the inside, which sounds pretty right. Your brain is your most important erogenous, I don't know what that word, zone, you know. So study up, and the next time you get into a conversation with them, you'll knock their socks off. Well, I think they're just trying to tell me to improve my speech, like the way that I talk, my vocabulary, the words that I use, improve the way that I talk. Even though I have the knowledge and I talk about it, they want me to study a little bit more so I'll be more on point when people talk to me and ask me questions, because sometimes I'm all over the place because I have anxiety, I don't hold information, I don't remember, I just be all over the place. But when I be explaining and talking about God and stuff, like, I know. But I do need to still do studying more because I can still be deceived and turned in the wrong direction by the opposing forces, negative entities and energies, and forces that can drive me in the wrong direction. So in order to keep up on those things, I have to be able to go seek the knowledge and make sure that I'm not saying it the wrong way, because I do have the habit of saying things the wrong way, and I be trying to say something else, but I be getting my point across. But sometimes that's why I tell people you got to weed out what I'm saying, pick out what's for you and what's not. Go look it up, go reconfirm. Don't never go off what just nobody else say. Once you confirm it for yourself, then you'll be all good. But we all can share information. So let me change my sign to my Gemini. Okay, so Gemini for November 16th.
Maybe you all didn't see that one. It's okay. Let's see. I've got more. Another apple.
Okay, because something else popped up. All right. November 16th, Gemini, 2019. Do not believe all the juicy stories you are hearing about someone right now. They might be awfully entertaining, but they are also not true. You don't usually believe everything you hear without question. So why start believing now? Think about how you would feel if it were you who were the subject of such gossip. Apply some real empathy to the situation. The next time someone tries to use you to spread this type of story around, don't pass it on. Make it stop with you. And I understand that because I'm always yab 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 about what this person doing to me, what I think, blah 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 blah. You know what? Never mind. You know what I'm saying? Because it's really not a good thing to talk. But sometimes you get forced into gossiping and talking about other people and situations. But the best thing to do is just keep your opinion to yourself and your comment to yourself, because especially if it's not a good one, even if somebody else comes and tells you, oh, I think this person did this and I think this person is that, move on to the next subject. Don't even involve yourself in the conversation, because gossip is a problem and it spreads negativity. You gossip about one person, it'll hurt that person by spreading these rumors, and you don't ever know if it's true or not. And the real about it is, a lot of stuff is not your business to whether it is true or not. You know, and it doesn't even concern you. It's just people be so bored that they don't have nothing else to do but talk about other people and spread rumors and spread other people's business. But that's not okay. That's what, a negative energy begets another negative energy. Bad begets bad. Wrong begets wrong. When you do something like that, it doesn't get nothing but another negative reaction. It hurts. It's a negative reaction and a negative effect that comes from you gossiping and talking about others. So if possible, try to stay away from those things. Like myself, I need to try to stay away from it. But when I go into my triggers and stuff like that, I get the yep, 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 yep. Like, I don't know, I think this person, and it's accusations that I be doing. And I just said that earlier, is I gotta stop accusing people. And no matter what scars I gotta go through, that's one of the scars I gotta work on the most. Is stop accusing people, because sometimes you lose people because you accuse people. You know, and even though it may not be my fault, it's still a result of what it's a result. It may be a result of what happened to me, but if I can't work with that and try to get better, there's going to be a worse result from me not being able to contain my scars and my traumas, which means, and I need people in life to help me. So I would lose everybody if I don't control those scars. So that's what my main thing is, trying to control them. I talk like this to them too, So if they could just see my positives through my negatives, because my negatives are not my own fault. They are they are effects from something that caused it. And we all have to deal with things of that nature. We all go through things that make us different people, that give us traumas and issues. We handle them differently, but as well as I gotta, be patient with everybody else, even though that's hard and I may not be, but I have the scar, and I need people to be patient with me while I'm getting through this, as long as they know that what my heart, because people should really know what my heart is behind the scars, instead of, but I sometimes feel like people choose to take it personally with me, per se. People choose to take it personally, but they shouldn't. They should just respect, oh, I have scars and I have to be dealt with accordingly. But that doesn't give me a right to continuously, that doesn't mean, I'm not wrong, but I'm definitely not right for constantly accusing, because I'm not doing it on purpose. But it's still something I have to deal with, because whether I'm doing it on purpose or not, people in this real world, this here, like, this is this world. I don't want to say the real world, but in this world, people do not accept your faults. They don't accept your mistakes. They don't accept it. You know, if you say, if you have scars and you have something that's wrong with you, people really get mad at you for this. They don't. And I'm just, to be honest, I learned this from aides, like nursing aides and caretakers, who were actually talking, and they were supposed to be like taking care of people. But the complaints that they said about these people made me realize that this world does not accept people's issues and problems. If you are weak, or if you need help, or if you're sick, people don't have the patience enough to work with you and help you through it. They look for reasons not to be able to be involved, so they don't have to deal with that type of situation. um, Instead of being supporting where they're supposed to be, sometimes people are supportive as a facade. In front of your face, they're supportive, but they're talking about you behind your back. And they really don't accept anything that you do, that you're going through. They don't care. But in front of your face, they're telling you this. You know, this is why we got to learn to be able to overcome ourselves, not other people, but we got to learn to be able to overcome ourselves, because if we can handle what other people are, then we can be able to better handle and live a better life and handle ourselves. And I'm sorry if I don't make sense when I'm saying this, because sometimes it just come out the way it come out. But if we could better handle ourselves, then we can get along better with other people. And I do realize that, but it's still a scar and it's still a trigger. Um, so if we work on ourselves and stay calm, someone else can upset us, but if we think about ourselves and say, okay, I'm just going to stay calm and I'm not going to let them affect, that's overcoming yourself rather than trying to overcome someone else. You can't change other people, but you can change yourself. And it does, like the man in the mirror. The first step is changing yourself. So that's what I have been doing. And I have never been a really bad person or a bad person for real. I made my mistakes when I was younger, but I need to change myself because I'm so lax. I'm so relaxed with the situation. And I have to do better in order to show other people better. Um, if I continue to, what people want you to do when they mess with you or when they talk about you or when they concern themselves with your life or your business, they want your reaction. They want you to to speak on it. They want you to talk. So why react and give them what they want? You know, and I know sometimes it's hard because it's hard for me, but sometimes we just gotta learn when to step away, back off, put our guards back up. I know it's good to put your guards down, but it's good to have your guards up. And you don't open yourself to people because by letting them people close to you, you open yourself the door for the drama, for the negativity, you know. And when I mean open the door, opening yourself means opening yourself for the conversation, letting them affect you, paying attention, acknowledging it. Like me, I be acknowledging it, but there's a reason behind my acknowledgement of the situation because as well as I see, I want to make other people see. So if I see, I want you to see it. I'm not concerning myself with other people's life, but I do make myself available and these messages available for anybody who might want to use them or might be listening or might have some concern just for any reason whatsoever. But it's always at a person's discretion, meaning that they don't have to listen to it, they don't have to stay, they don't have to continue, but one thing they also don't have to do, and everybody, you don't have to be disrespectful about it, because maybe I'm saying the same thing that you're saying, but I'm just not saying it the same way. Maybe I'm trying to say the same thing that you're saying, but I'm not saying it in the right way. So everybody need help, even me. So I believe that God put me here to help other people with my knowledge and with my gifts, and I believe that people were supposed to help me. So vice versa, we need each other. So, you know, I might do conversation went a little bit further, but now I really want to talk to y'all because I was watching this video the other day, and it was so cool. I didn't talk. I'm not going to the little verse I had this morning yet, but it was so cool because um, it was this lady, right? Wait a minute. Okay, it was this lady, and basically she was on Oprah, and they was talking about how they had this. She discovered, some secret languages of the babies, and it was just a few phrases, only 5 small phrases. And these 5 small phrases distinguished if the baby was hungry, distinguished if the baby was wet, needed to burp, gassy, poopy, uncomfortable, sleepy. Did I say that already? Hungry. I said that already, right? But anyways, and it was I just liked it so much because it was very interesting because we all hear these sounds, these same sounds that they was saying from our babies, and don't know what they be saying. But I know that it's a lot of mothers who be frustrated out there with not being able to conversate and understand what their baby is trying to tell them and what they want. So I think that that was good. Something that I could put out there that would be good for expecting mothers or mothers with a baby from 0 to 3 months, from day 1 to 3 months, that this would help them better be able to help their babies, and it would create a better bond because you're conversating and they like, oh, we could talk to you too, you can understand us. So I think that that's one thing that a lot of females should look into, which is the language of babies and those 5 distinctive sounds. They help with their comfort until a certain age, and I'm sure it can help past the age of 3 months also. So once again, it's the Oprah show. I can't be specific right now. Let me go look. Just so I could, because how you gonna give information? I told you I'm getting better at this. I might be having missing information and all that. But let me see. Okay, so it was called, um, it was called, not on here right now. So let me go and find, what is that? Here we go. Okay, so it's One Woman Unlocks the Secret Language of Babies. Okay, so that's what it's called. And AKA has, PS has Oprah on it. And that was it. Yeah, it's not much information, honestly. Reason I'm not going to watch it right now is because there's a little much going on right this second. But okay, so I still haven't went into my disability. I still have went into the empath or the HSP. It takes time, you know. But one thing that I did look at was muscular dystrophy. So I want to go look at these things, but I really don't want to talk about it right now because I feel I shouldn't talk about it right now. So I might just wait. So here goes some news that I just clicked on. I just saw it, but it looks interesting. Um, so this is space.com. The first sun details from NASA's Parker Solar Probe are out, and they're hot. So these are the sun details, which means, let me read this. Steve, want to see the sun in a whole new way. Now you can do just by looking through a host of science data newly made available to the public. That information was gathered by NASA's Parker Solar Probe during its first 2 passes of the sun. The flybys brought the spacecraft closer to the sun than any previous vehicle had gone, offering scientists an incredible opportunity to learn more about our star. Parker's Solar Probe is crossing new frontier of space exploration, giving us so much new information about the sun. I don't know what that word is. Parker Solar Probe project scientists at the Johns Hopkins University Applied Physics Laboratory said in a statement, releasing this data to the public will allow them not only to contribute to the success of the mission along with the scientific community, but also to raise the opportunity for new discoveries and up to the next level. So that was pretty cool. Like, they didn't got good pictures of, this was launched in 2018 of August, for 7-year mission that is targeting the constant stream of highly charged plasma leaving the sun. Highly charged plasma leaving the sun. Called the solar wind in the star's outer atmosphere, called the corona. Studying these phenomena requires getting incredibly close to the sun. The spacecraft primarily gathers data while within about 23 million miles, 37 million kilometers of our star. On board are four scientists experience fields experiments which studies electric and magnetic fields, integrated science investigations of the sun, which measures high energy charged particles in the solar wind of Corona. Okay, so that's somewhere. Oh, and it clicks somewhere else. And here is what. Okay, first of all, I gotta show y'all this. Here is what Earth look like when you head in to the sun. Like when you're going to the sun, this is what Earth look like. It's cool, y'all. Can you see? Oh no, all you see is a crack phone. Yeah, you can't see that. So don't know what you do about that. But yes, it's a pretty picture. It says like a big bright light. Here, let me zoom in a little bit more. Oh no, wasn't supposed to go to it. So okay, so that was that. Oh, I gotta read this. So it says Cleveland police on the hunt for a cold-blooded killer who shot 18-year-old in his own home in the Liam Miles neighborhood, Cleveland. Whoa, that's deep. What else is on here?
Right, animal boy. I want every bit of graffiti scrubbed from my walls. Don't make me get tinny out here. Hey, I can use my son as a threat.
Don't forget to take out the garbage, dear.
Aw, why do I have to take out the garbage?
Don't make me get tinny out there.
Right, garbage, I love it.
What's the matter, Timmy?
Yeah, you got all your stuff back and you're back in your house. We thought you'd be happy.
It's not that, guys. It's just this whole thing started because I didn't fight my own battles. And even though I beat Francis, I only did it because you helped.
So, everybody has something that gives them an advantage. Yeah, Francis has his freakishly large body, premature pubescence, and his inbred cruelty. And you have us.
It's how you use your advantage that matters. And you used us for good. I love you guys.
What? You saw how he went for me? He was asking for it. At least he landed on his mom.
Sorry, you guys. I'm reading this story. I will read it to you guys, but then I might get to detailing it, which is the whole point. But you know.
Hello, Dimsdale. I'm Jeff Umaja, and I'm coming to you live from Town Square, where everyone is preparing for this year's big Founders Day parade. Yes, Founders Day, when we people of Dimsdale recreate that simple life of long ago. A time when things were less complicated, where people lived off the land. A time when men were men, and toilet paper was leaves.
Guys, stop fighting. Can we please just pick what Dimsdale Founders Day float's gonna be? I say our float should be
town, Alden Bitterroot. Now here's Ezekiel with sports.
It's Bitterroot 3, Witches 0. Back to you, Mayor.
Thanks, Zeke. And as a reward for saving our sorry hides, have some more gold. Don't try to do I do it?
Not so festive, you big fake!
What? You survived? Thou must be a witch.
Or a kid who can swim.
Well, there's that.
You're just scaring people to make them pay to find witches that don't even exist!
What of the log that said not in its own defense and was justly burned to an ash? Yeah. And the duck, which was justly roasted to a tender golden brown.
Oh, brother!
His hat, it doth belch. Surely he must be a witch.
They were running when they could be poofing. Get me out of here!
Hey, my wine's not working. Something's blocking our magic.
Maybe there is a witch in this unnamed town. We gotta find the real witch. It's gotta be around here somewhere.
Come on, Grandma, you've been hogging around all day.
I just know there's a witch in this town.
There. Perfect. Nice and clean. Hey, kitty.
Alden Bitterroot, I accuse thee of being a witch.
Oh, mud. Mud, I say.
Oh, then why don't your feet touch the ground?
Many of us were quite perplexed about that. Thou hast ruined my plan to take it over this town. Prepare to perish under the witchery of all the Bitterroot. Farewell to thy belching head and nagging coat. No one doth have the courage to help it thee now, child. Thou shalt pay for thy effrontery, Dale Dim.
Beatrice! I have a witch at my foot!
That's one deep well.
Young witch hunter, how canst we of the town with no name ever thank thee for ridding us of that witch and the creation of a portable way to dine upon meat and cheese?
Don't thank me. He's the hero that stopped the witch. Dale Dip.
Well, I do say, it was nothing, really. But then I am quite flattered.
So be it. From this day forth.
Okay, y'all, sorry. I was reading this. It was this girl in this restaurant and this elderly man who couldn't cut his food. And he couldn't, same thing I be needing help with. He couldn't cut his food and eat it correctly because, his ailments had got the best of him. He goes to this restaurant all the time, and this woman has been working there for years, and he asked this woman, like, hey, can you cut my food up for me because he's having a hard time cutting it, and it went viral because she did it, she cut the food up for him and made it easier, but it was such a generous, and a good action, a godly action, and so one of the employees put it up viral and everything like that. But that was basically what I was reading this story right here. That was a beautiful thing. You want to learn to be able to help others when you can, if you can. Yeah. So that was it for right this second, Unfortunately, let me go get my daily bread and read some other things because
If a bitch try to get cute, I'm a stepper. Double out of money and I done y'all fucker. Then y'all fucker. This time I'm gonna give my lady
daily bread real quick.
I'm sorry, I'm really such a lady. in peace to Nicole Smith. Yes, my dear, you're so explosive. Say hi to Mary, Mary, and Joseph. Now bottoms up and double my dose.
Ever see you come? Got a couple bodies, but a couple legs. Turn your bottoms up, throw your hands up. Tell security we about to tennis club. Bottoms up.
Okay. Today is the 16th, you guys. I knew it. So that's what I need to do. I need to figure out what my daddy is. It opened up to that. Like, Dad, where are you? So, 1 second. Today's reading, duometry. I think I'm saying it wrong. Deuteronomy. But 31, 1 through 8. The Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. Where's my father? He's there. So, I'm going to read this real quick and then I'm going to take a break. Okay, so, Dad, where are you? I was pulling into our driveway when my daughter, panicking, called me on my cell phone. I needed to be home by 6 o'clock to get her to play practice. I was on time. My daughter's voice, however, betrayed her lack of trust. Reflexively, I responded, I'm here. Why don't you trust me? But as I spoke those words, I wondered how often could my Heavenly Father ask that of me? In stressful moments, I too am impatient. I too struggle to trust, to believe God will keep his promises. So I cry out, Father, where are you? Amid stress and uncertainty, I sometimes doubt God's presence or even his goodness and purpose for me. The Israelites did too. In Deuteronomy 31, they were preparing to enter the promised land, knowing their leader, Moses, would stay behind. Moses sought to reassure God's people by reminding them, the Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. That promise that God is always with us remains a cornerstone of our faith today. Indeed, Revelations 21:3 culminates with these words, God's dwelling place is now among the people. God's dwelling place is now among the people, and he will dwell with them. Where is God? He is right here, right now, right with us, always ready to hear our prayers. Okay. Father, help us to see how much you love us. And that's the final thing. So I think I like that, I love that. It's right on point. Sorry, you guys. My skin. It's these bracelets over here messing me up. Okay. It's nothing. Oh, my skin's dry. Sorry, my skin's dry. All right. So, what I'm going to do is, of course, you are